Folks, if you're anything like me, then you are a perfect boyfriend and an even better son, which means you're doing a lot of these. But that can get expensive. So like any good New Yorker, I started wondering, well, is there somewhere I could be getting these for cheaper? And it turns out there is, but only if you're willing to wake up pretty early. This is the New York City Flower District, and it opens at 5 a.m. and by 10 a.m. it's dead. America is the world's largest importer of flowers, and New York is the biggest market in America. And a huge chunk of all of those flowers come right here to the New York Flower District. There's a huge range of customers, from floral designers to hospitality to wedding planners to mom and pop shops. And they all come right here to 28th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue. And getting the thousands of flowers that need to get here every day is a logistical art form. But one blip in that complex supply chain means not only is my anniversary ruined, but the hundreds of businesses that rely on these flowers every day would be screwed. This is an inside look into the dramatic, demanding, but oh so delicate world of the New York City flower industry. We weren't always lucky enough to get flowers year-round, but now, thanks to commercial air travel, we can get whatever flowers we want whenever we want them. Today, 80% of US flowers, that's $2.2 billion worth of flowers, are coming in from overseas.
Its all point of entry is JFK or Miami, and then it gets trucked twice a week to New York. Hi, I'm Gas Trap, and I've been in the business for about 34 years. Our main imports are from Holland, Ecuador. We get a lot of flowers from Italy and France, from Israel, Japan, of course, New Zealand, Chile, Colombia.
And when it comes to fresh flowers, speed is the name of the game.
A rose would have to get from the field to the customer within 10 days.
Oh no, it goes much faster. After we procure it and we sell it to our clients, it'll last another 10 days.
The flower industry is continuing to evolve with the shift towards year-round plannable shipping, comparable to the fruit or vegetable market that we're used to. But it's not just fresh flowers. It's fresh flowers every single day. And keeping on top of that demand can be demanding.
How many coffees do you think you have a day?
10.
Within just the first 2 months of this year, U.S. Border Patrol and Protection's processed over 1 billion cut flowers coming into the U.S.
This shipment from Holland is probably about like $12,000. Mother's Day week, you could sell like up to maybe like $1 million in retail.
When the flowers arrive at the airport in Miami or JFK, agricultural specialists inspect them for bugs and pests or anything else that might carry disease.
It happens quite often. They find a snail, and then that whole lot of ranunculus, they have to be fumigated. Sometimes it's not actionable, then we have to destroy it, and that's a big loss.
So after being dropped off at JFK or trucked up from Miami, the flowers come here to New York Flower Group's processing facility in Long Island City. And if you're wondering why it's so dark outside, that's because they do this at 1 a.m. And the challenges don't end there. These imported flowers risk wilting or even dying if the cold chain is broken or if they don't get water soon enough at a facility like this one.
It's been stuck in a box for a day or two, so it needs to breathe, it needs to hydrate.
The flowers are then cut and placed in a solution with special cleaning agents and plant food.
And then we display our products in this giant cooler here until they transfer to the outlets on 28th Street.
So starting at 1 a.m., this team of about 14 people have to process hundreds of boxes in just a couple hours. Because if they miss the start of the market, then they miss the market. It happens that fast.
What you do in this processing facility is more advanced than what maybe other wholesalers do?
I don't want to, say our secret sauce, but we care about the flowers.
I've only been here like an hour and they're already putting flowers into the truck. That's how efficiently this process moves. Every single night. It's a well-oiled machine.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So
I'll take it just black.
Just black.
Just black, yeah, no good. I just need whatever I can get this time of day. Honestly, I think the craziest thing to me is that no one here seems stressed. And just like that, we're loaded up right on time. And for the back of a truck, this one smells pretty freaking good. And now we're on our way into the city and the sun hasn't even risen yet. But that's another reason to do this so early, because we can take the bridge and it's only about 20 minutes because we're beating the morning traffic. So I'm here at the Flower District. I got dropped here at like 5 a.m. by my new buddy Manny, and it's crazy how much activity there already is. But this isn't like any other flower district in the country. I mean, if you look at other hubs like LA or Chicago, there's places for people to park, there's cargo bays, but we're in Midtown. It's busy. There's nowhere for me to even stand. And for the 35,000 floral businesses in this city, this has been the heart of their business since the 30s. There's about 12 different flower wholesalers on this block, and they each have their own supply chain, and they're sharing the same space and the same customers. And as recently as 50 years ago, that was 65 businesses, not 12.
So what makes 28th Street special?
It's a lot of different energy, you know, it's not universal. It's just like everybody does their own kind of thing. This used to be a parking lot here where all the florists would park their cars. It's a hotel now. That's Gus. He's got his nice, he shaved this morning. You're always here. He's like 100 years old.
So how long have you been here?
Oh, about 40 years, maybe a little over.
Oh, nice. Since 1940, you mean?
No. Yeah, 1940, okay.
Like the floor is from the 30s. Yeah, this is very old school, you know. You see, like, that's the difference between us and this place. Is like, they really don't give a shit. You know, it's a different attitude where it's like, just jam these fragile flowers in there, you know. They still move a lot of product.
Gas stations and bodegas will sell the same flowers, but for less, because they're getting them from middlemen days later.
They can buy, you know, a whole box for the same as what we would buy a bunch for. So this would cost me, say, $22, and I sell it for about $30. If I have this orange one left because there is no demand for orange, then I'm stuck with 10 bunches of orange ranunculus, which cost me $220.
And Cass has to walk this fine line between supply and demand because, generally speaking, margins for NYC florists have shrunk about 20 to 30% since the pandemic. Landlords around here have slowly been raising their rent or simply refusing to sign leases for these flower businesses, instead preferring to put in things like hotels. And as the flower business is shrinking and it's harder and harder to hold on to real estate on this block, businesses are having to branch out into other parts of the city.
Across the street, that was all wholesalers. Now it's this building here. They chased everybody out.
This all used to be individual little wholesalers. The bigger ones survive. Gets a little bit more bland.
But the reality is the flower market is shrinking. So some of these businesses have had to consolidate to stay afloat.
There were 3 companies before: Dutch Flower Line, G. Page, and Harvest Wholesale. We merged our companies because we saw this decline on 28th Street.
And the tariff question does loom large, which means wholesalers will most likely have to adjust their pricing.
We're going to be stressing, I think, local a little more this year, aren't we?
Yeah.
It would make sense.
There'll be more pressure on local stuff
Right,
because there's no import.
right. No import tax.
tariffs.
Exactly.
Maybe this is it, the last little bastion of flower distribution on Manhattan. Yeah, we'll see.
Does that make you sad?
A little bit nostalgic, of course. You know, you have this old market, which was always there. I like to look at the old black and white pictures, you know, of how it was, but you know, things change. You have to adapt, that's it.
And this problem isn't unique to the New York City flower district. Some experts believe that by next year, either through closures, retirements, or consolidation, there could be only around 11,000 flower shops nationwide. That's 600 less than in 2021. Walking around the floral district today, I definitely have a whole new level of respect for the amount of work it takes to get a bouquet from Holland into my girlfriend's hands on Valentine's Day. It's just insane that we take that for granted.